Okay, now let me introduce our project. The name of the application is Live Chat. It is a simple and lightweight instant messaging application. There are three main functions: authentication, adding friends, and instant messaging. For the authentication part, we used JSON Web Token to do the authentication and access control. For adding friends, we implemented a friend searching based on user ID, and only the valid friends will be added for the user. For the instant messaging, we used Google Firebase Cloud Messaging to send notifications to client. We also implemented person-to-person and group chats. Here is the overall structure of our project. So for the backend server, we used Spring Boot and Supervisor. For data storage, we used MySQL and MongoDB to store user information, friend relationship, as well as the message. For the JWT authentication, let me introduce some details about it. So when the user first time logged into the device, the server will send the user's ID and password to MySQL to validate the user. So if the user is valid, the server will assign and return JWT to the client, and the Android will store JWT and user ID locally. For the next time when the user logs in or make request, it will take JWT in the HTTP header along with that request, and the server will firstly validate the JWT and will only deal with the requests with validated JWT. If the JWT is no longer validated, it will ask the user to log in again. For adding friends, firstly, the client sends an add friend request based on user ID to the server. Then the server will check the user's existence from MySQL. If the friend ID really exists, it will further check from MongoDB to see if the friend is already added. So if it is not added, the server will create a chat room for these two users and update their friend list. There are some challenges in our project. So the first one is the local storage of Android system. So since the JWT is a very small data, we used shared preferences to tackle this problem. Second problem is that for every request, the server must check first if the JWT is validated or not. So here we use an interceptor in Spring Boot to intercept every request. Next challenge is instant messaging. Now here we use Google Firebase Cloud Messaging to deal with this. For the further work, firstly, we can adapt to WebSocket communication to create better real-time chatting user experience. And also, we can further complete the application with more functions such as password retrieval, friend deleting, and video chatting. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you. Okay, now let me give a demonstration of our application. When we log in. Okay. I'm successfully logged in, and we can see I can fetch my chat room. This my personal information here. Okay, now let me show you friend adding. Okay, now the friend is not exist. We cannot add. So this is already friended. So I still cannot add it. Okay. Now let me add another friend. Since it's not added yet, add it. So now the friend is added automatically here, and the chat room button is added automatically. And now, when I close the app and open it again, since the JWT is stored locally and is still valid, I just log in automatically through fast login. So that's a simple demonstration. Okay. Let's add in place. Log out. Next time I log out and I open it again, I still need to input my username and password since the local storage, the locally stored JWT is cleared out. Okay, that's it.